Hello, everyone. So, welcome back to another episode of Author Interview. I am your host, Saurabh Sharma from Lapsus Creations. And today we are going to talk about the book Murmurs of My Muse. And we have the author with us, Himadri Gogoi. Hi, Himadri.
Hi, Saurabh. How are you?
All good. How are you doing?
All good. Thank you.
First of all, congratulations on being married recently.
Thank you. Yeah, I think two big events of life, right?
Yeah.
Starting with the first book.
So, new year, new adventures, of course, in professional life as well and personal life as well. So,
True. You can hear me well, right?
yeah, we can hear you well. We can hear you well. And for all the audience, if you guys also have any questions or anything to talk about going through this whole interview, you can drop down in the comments. We'll take them whenever in between. So keep commenting, keep showering your love. And the book Murmurs of My Muse is available on Amazon. So the link is in the description. You can find it on the Amazon. So go click, buy it, and show more love towards it. And do drop your feedbacks. So starting off, Himadri, the first thing is tell us a little bit about the book for the readers, like what's in there.
So basically, this book is I would say is born by an accident. It was not a very planned book, okay, because I remember at the time. I think I was just newly acquainted with Lapsus, and by then there was Anamika, there was Simran, with whom we were discussing about different books. I think one of the anthologies as well is with what we wrote together at that time, along with the Rotary Club, I believe. And then there a thought has come to write a book, and then I was working on something as a biography on women, and then suddenly we thought that that it takes a longer time, then why not write a poetry book? And few poems were there from before. I chose a few from that and wrote a few new ones, and then how this particular 21 poems came out. That is the whole journey of this book. This book, you cannot expect, how do I say, very deep stuff. This is something like that gives you butterflies. That is what I feel. So that's why, when we were choosing the title of the book, if you remember, sort of, we were discussing
Yeah,
multiple times about n number of topics, and then we thought, why not Murmurs, right? It's just
yeah,
like again the same like butterflies that we get.
yeah. The the name suggestion came out from the team, so there were like 10, 15 names floating around. Everyone were dropping down from their suggestions, and everyone has read the book, so it come along like that. And then we dropped few suggestions, and yeah, Momos of My Muse was something that was liked by everybody, like people as well, then the designer as well. Like I'll go good, the illustrator as well. How do you like the cover? Tell us about the cover.
Oh, I think for the cover also, it was I have the book here. So for the cover also, I think we choose something else before. Then we went again and again. I think this was also suggestion from my husband as well that let's have something which has little bit of leaves and flowers because I'm a big fan of plants, and that's how this cover came up, right? Like towards
Yeah.
the end. So cover is, I think it's green and blue, a very soothing color. So thanks to you as well for the illustrations, our team. It's wonderful. And another thing I wanted to include in this book is all the small art that we have in between the poems are amazing. Like even though while I wrote the poems, when we started putting up the pictures here or the small arts, I was amazed. I don't know if you can see it well, but
Yeah.
they look beautiful actually. And then it's a very small book. It's not something it's a big book that you have to carry. It's a very small carrying book. You are traveling somewhere, especially I remember a few poems while I was traveling for some trek, I think some a 1.5 year back, and that's when a few poems was written. So then I
Hmm.
felt okay, it's very easier, to carry and just
Yeah.
read sometimes. like a soothing. You are alone in the hills and you can read it.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's a very short and cute read sort of a thing. It's like this 2021 poetries it has alongside 2021 illustrations. So they go like hand in hand. So yeah, if you guys love to have that those short reads and those interesting reads, then this is the one for you.
Also, if you remember, I was telling you that's just 21 poems. Should we even go ahead in launching this book or not? Or should I include some old poems or more? Then we said, no, no, let's just go ahead with the small one.
Yeah. We had a lot of discussions around the quantity, then what to do, what not, categories, patterns, this and that, and everything. And yeah, the final product is finally out, and people can enjoy it. The link is in the description. Go, guys, buy it, share your love for sure, and do drop your feedbacks, because every author, we love reviews, we love feedbacks. We get to know that what you like, what things excite you more, so that yeah, we will write more in that direction and all these sort of things. So, just talking about the writing journey. So yeah, you were saying something.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. It's true. Like we all crave for that feedback, right? Whether it's
Yeah,
positive, negative, we all love hearing that, and that what help us grow as a person, and of course as an author, definitely.
true, true. So yeah, I was asking that getting into your writing journey. So would you like to share how your writing journey started, how you got into writing?
Okay, I think writing journey started with I think reading. Um, as a kid, I used to watch a lot of Disney, and sometimes, at that time, we did not have how to say luxury of so many channels like the kids today they have, right? We had, I still
Yeah.
remember there was something called Sahara One that used to come
Yeah.
somewhere. Yeah, somewhere in 2000, I believe 2001 or so, and then there used to be Cinderella that used to come. But other in the Cartoon Network, it used to be just some Tom and Jerry, etc. And then my father used to get some books of this particular fairy tales, and I started reading from there. Then I hooked up reading those books, and then from there, I think started reading up a few more fiction tales. Then I believe around when I was in class 7 and 8, I started writing small poems basis, the childhood, etc.
Hmm.
Then as you join this teenage journey, right, you start writing about those first crush, those school childhood memories, that suddenly changes from writing about Disney fairy tales. It suddenly goes and takes a new direction, right? Then when you
Yeah.
move to college, or you get that real, oh, now you all you are going to write is all about love. But then after college you realize, oh, these are all baseless. You're going to write something else. And that's how I think later I had this thought of writing biography. But then these poems are basically of my journey of those teenage days, I would say. And a few poems, even when we grow up also, a part of that how do I say
Hmm.
that 16-year-old, right, stays
Yeah.
with us.
Stays with
Even though we are 26, 27, it doesn't matter. So
true,
that's
true.
how the writing journey started. So I give credit to it as it started with reading, then
Yeah.
it had been writing.
That's good. That's good. I think it's quite similar for a lot out there. Like that whole journey through the years and through the phases of life. Yeah, it works like that mostly.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
I think you can relate to, right? Because I
Yeah, yeah,
mean,
yeah.
you also have written books, so
True. Even
we all
even my
have at
writing
least
journey
one.
started from reading only, but mine the twist was that we moved to a small city, and then suddenly I'm like, okay, the books are over. Where are new books? And then parents were like, "यहाँ books नहीं
Mhm.
मिलती है." And I'm like, how you think I'm supposed to survive when I'm into reading so much? So I started to for myself. So that's how I started. I started writing for myself so that
Okay,
I can
okay.
read myself, and then it just became a thing.
The funny journey was I started to write for others. So I still remember when I was in class 11 and 12, and at the time we started reading a lot of, Durjoy, Ravinder. So apart from Twilight, there were other writers in the Indian genre who were famous. And then suddenly there were friends who wanted to, basically ask their girls out, etc. And then they used to be like, please write a poem for me, and I would just share
True,
with her.
true, true, true.
So
Yeah, कॉलेज
so
में तो पता
actually,
लग
for me,
जाए
it
कि
started writing for others.
yeah, कॉलेज में तो पता लग जाए कि writers हैं, so it just goes the joke that goes as well, that you meet your
True,
friend's
huh?
girlfriend and the first thing you want to say is that I'm the co-author of all the love letters you received because that's written by me. He only delivered. Okay, I
True.
deserve some credit too. So
Yeah,
I have to.
emotions were others and we were the writers basically. Yeah, that's what I was even writing in the book backside also, right? This book is for all of us
Mhm.
who has an abstract side. So yeah, you can also dedicate these books to your uh, your loved ones, not just to your partners, even to your parents as well. Because some
True.
poems I feel were too, though, while writing, you probably think about writing for your partner, but when you go deep, sometimes, especially the one I wrote about hugs, right? I so
Mhm.
felt about the hugs with our parents, right? With age, we lose that. We, as soon as I think as a kid, we used to go and hug our parents, but with time, often we lose that touch. We all become so professional with our parents. So that's also sometimes maybe you can sometimes dedicate one of such poems to our parents as well.
It'll be a sweet gift of to if you want to give it to anybody or if you want to dedicate to anybody. So yeah, it's a nice pick to have. Obviously, like we have gone through the book so many times, so we know. But yeah, pick it up, drop your reviews, whatever you feel like about the book, and it's a must. It's a must to have for you in your shelves. So talking about poetries, so would you like to recite one of your favorite poetries out of the book?
I think like we were discussing about hugs, maybe
Yeah, yeah.
one. Let's see which piece it was. Tired, restless, fumed with the atmosphere around, water rolling down my eyes. Your hands engulfed my arms, holding me. The heart rested for the first time in yours. I could feel your heartbeats as if it was beating inside me. I held you more close to me, and I felt asleep, as if I have not closed my eyes for ages. You kept calling me baby. At the moment, I actually felt like one, calm and lost. Teleported me out to nowhere, but only us, where we don't speak, yet hear our feelings. So, yeah, this is a very small one, but
Nice.
this, so this basically brings to that thought, no, the best things in the world are not
Yeah,
spoken, they're abstract. It can
exactly.
only be felt and never voiced. Maybe that's why sunset and sunrise are always silent.
True.
So this sometimes I there are two instances why this poem came up. Once I think it was from my own mom. So I remember once being sick, and then after I think after almost years, I think she hugged me. That is when this was somewhere there. And once even once it was with my partner when we met after almost I think after a lot of months post COVID. So this too it just stayed together. So that's
That's sweet.
how this poem was
Yeah, the stories
written.
behind the poetries that makes it more exciting. Probably for once the whole setup solds out for next edition, you should write those small paragraphs. जिसमें तुम हर poetry का एक background बता रहे हो. I think people will love that as
हाँ.
well.
True, and another beauty I believe in poetry, right? You can have your own imagination. It's not
True.
like the fictional stories, right?
Hmm.
Where you have a setup and you keep thinking. So we write it, and the reader actually thinks in our thought process. But while
Hmm.
poems, when I read about this house, probably for you it
True.
could be your brother,
True.
for
True. True.
someone it could be their childhood friend. It could be anyone.
Yeah.
So that's the beauty of poems.
That's the best part of it. Yeah, true. That's true. So, what's next in this writing journey? What are your plans ahead? Are you planning or writing any current book? What's the next scene?
So currently, I'm writing on a book about the biographies. Basically, it brings the stories of women who are leading extraordinary life. So it's not like we are trying to get the president of US, vice president of US or someone. It's not that, but it's the ordinary women we find around us while they have been contributing extraordinarily to our society, to us. And I believe these are the women who actually inspires us because I have been inspired by them. And I thought, why not have them in a book who can inspire not just me but other people as well, be it in personal life, be it in the journey of leading a career. So I actually have found at least as of now, three people who have agreed to help me out in this book. One, she's a senior scientist in one of the leading research organizations in India. She fought racism on her own, and today, like I said, she's a senior scientist and she's contributing for the country. And in her personal journey, like her fight for racism, next was again another journey. She being married to a person from a different country made it more difficult, you know, for the society to accept her.
Mhm.
But she's as strong as steel. So she's one. There's one more lady. She's based out of Germany. So she works for refugee kids who are basically from Syria, who have taken refuge in Turkey or Germany over there. So she's another lady who always keeps inspiring me. So these are the two people who have, as of now, agreed to help me out to at least have this particular my vision to
Mhm.
words and finally to a book. And a few more people I have been talking to. Now let's see if they're hearing me. If you can help me out, it's great. I
Yeah,
hope we can have
it already
a
looks so
great book.
interesting. I mean, yeah, different people from different parts and different categories and doing different things. It's for the common cause.
Sure.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful idea to build up, and especially for people to come together and contribute as well. That's really nice. And if anybody who is listening this right now would like to contribute, then contact Himadri. Even her, social media is there in the description, and you can find her through her book as well. The book's links is in the description as well. So Murmurs of my Muse, that's been released. So go grab the book, buy it as soon as possible. So talking ahead, how do you like when you sit to write? You must have some schedule, or you must have some setup. So is there anything like that, or you are more like free flowing कि कहीं पे जब जैसा मन आया just लिख लिया?
I'm more like the free flowing person. Sometimes I write it down on even newspaper backside, right? If there is some space. And I have some thoughts, I just note it down because I've tried before when I have a very
Mhm.
beautiful thought of penning it down. And later when I try it after 1 hour or 2 hours and sit down and
Uh,
take a notebook, etc. And I saw that the thing goes off, right? It's all because it's bases the emotion and thought.
True.
Right now, I might be happy and I
Mhm.
might be doing something. After 1 hour, probably the power goes off and you are angry or you are anxious and you cannot just write, right? The whole thought goes off.
True.
And same thing, if you want to write on anger and then you just see that the power has come back. So again, the thought goes off. It's vice versa.
True.
So he's flowing.
True. That's a nice. That's a nice. So, any advice that you would like to give to the new poets coming into?
Oh, I don't know if I'm the right person as of now to give advice because I have been, like I said, I've been writing since school and I've been trying to have a book, I don't know, for since so long. And even this, right, we tried this, we finalized in 2020. And from whole 2021, like the 21 poems of the book, we kept struggling. Okay, this, that. But all I can say is that you should keep writing, even if it's for a book or not for a book, because once you lose touch, it's very difficult to then get back. So sometimes I believe I realized 1 2 years I didn't write at all, and when I later I sat down to write something, it felt very alien. So it's not. I'm not saying that you practice, but at least have the habit of penning down things. It
True.
it really helps us. not just in writing poems, but overall. So it's a good habit of
Mhm.
penning down.
Sure, sure, sure. So, about this book as well. So, did you like meet a lot of changes while working through the drafts of the book, or you usually like when you write the poetry only, then you sit down to edit, or you like collect have a collection and then sit down to edit later on?
Um, Sometimes I write it in full. Sometimes there are a
Mhm.
few words that I miss it. Like I keep wondering, okay, what is the perfect word to fit in there? But then I've realized when you sit down later to correct it, the whole point changes. Like I was telling you now
Yeah,
that
yeah.
every time you sit down, it changes because then you have a different thought. Okay, why not this? Why not that? In that once I was sitting down to write some poems about, I was, it was at night, I think 3 o'clock or something, and I was thinking to write something basically about night or something like that. It was, and then actually I wrote about something completely different, which is I think I can read it out actually.
Sure, sure.
This
We would
this is
love to hear
very,
more.
it's a, yeah, this is I think the unusual one. So like. Staring out from my window at 1 a.m. of the night, I wonder what if art stops rotating. Mumbai will be forever at 1 a.m. At the time I was in Mumbai, so I wrote on that. Will we work like we are doing now? Will I engulf myself in the view of moon and stars for this day forever? What happens to the tourism industry? We will go to New York only to experience the afternoon, Brazil to see the mesmerizing sunsets, and definitely Japan to view the sunrise. Imagination is a madness and pictorial. Let me close my eyes for a minute more and complete watching the sunrise in Japan with the beautiful birds chirping in the background.
That's
Okay,
good.
imaginations take the back seat. Art will never stop rotating as the space is so empty, so devoid of anything to slow it. So we can experience New York, Brazil, Japan in Mumbai.
That's a perception.
So
Beautiful.
yeah, so this I felt like sometimes we imagine so many things, right? It's just like
Yeah.
how we dream. And if we for a moment we think that there is no rotation anymore, this is what would have been probably.
True, that's true. It's a great perception. It's a very beautifully written poetry, and that's how all the poetries are, guys. So if you really love poetries and enjoy all these things, then do grab it out. Momos of Mummy is available on Amazon. The link is in the description. Share it with your friends. Gift it to everybody. Just spread the love, spread the joy into the new year. It's a nice way to start your new year, basically, with cute read.
And we'll love to hear your feedback,
Yes,
whether
exactly.
it's right. You can even say wrong things also, that's fine. Probably
Yeah,
that will help us grow. Next time we'll
true.
be careful. Even if you think that the full stop or a comma has been missed,
Mm.
we'd love to hear that.
Yeah. I mean, there those feedbacks and reviews make us realize that what our specific readers want to read from us, so we can write in that direction more as well. Because and that's the journey of writer and readers together. There is no point if they both don't communicate at all.
True.
Yeah. So, any last message that you have for our viewers, for our readers? Anything that you want to say in the end?
All I can say is, I think as as a as a poet or people who write poems especially, right? Um, we our poems sometimes are meaningless for many people. It might add meaning to a few people who goes to a similar situation or can relate. For many, it is very baseless. But we keep writing. So if you are a poet, keep writing. Whether if even if your parents doesn't like it, just keep writing. Because when I was writing initially, and at the time, I believe I had a lot of. My mom used to be like, "What do you waste your time in all of this? Like you could do something else." So But just keep writing. I think it's a very beautiful way of portraying things out. Whether it's not about the love that people shower to you, but it's the love that you give to your soul. So that is what poetry is a hold of.
True. On that beautiful note, we would like to thank you, Himadri, for joining us. And this was really lovely talking to you and discussing with you everything.
Thank you so much, Saurabh. I think for helping me out in releasing the book and working one full year working on it. Just 21 poems, but we worked one full year of 2021.
Yeah. So thank you guys for joining in, for tuning in. I hope you liked the interview. You can drop down your reviews and do buy the book and get in touch with the author. Obviously, the link is in the description. Murmurs of My Muse available on Amazon. And so go buy it, share your love, and read it. So thank you everyone once again.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye bye.
Waiting forward.
Bye bye.